Good morning. My name is Lysandra Everett. I am the Home Biz Tax Lady. Welcome to Home Biz Tax Talk. We air Monday through Friday, 9 o'clock-ish. And when you tune in, you're going to hear about topics that are important to the home business community. And today, I'm answering a question about whether or not home business owners should prepare their own taxes. And I get this question a lot during this time of year because everybody is thinking about tax preparation. So one of the things that I pride myself in is complete transparency. So I'm going to give you the truth, right? And then you make your own decision from there, okay? So the question of should you, all right, you're making some assumptions. You're making the assumption that number one, you know what you're doing, right? You're making the assumption that you know the tax laws, you know the rules, you know which deductions to take and when, and you're assuming that you have that skill level. So if you do, that's great, okay? Then by all means do that. However, if you don't know, then don't do it. And the one thing I will also say is this, you know, when we're talking about having someone prepare your taxes, if you're a business owner, please, please, please find somebody that you can build a relationship with, okay? Because while going to a tax franchise, it does not do you a disservice. The thing that you are missing is the relationship building. Is someone getting to know about your business, about you, your life, and all of that. As a business owner, this is all encompassing. And I mean, it's all encompassing for everyone, okay? But understand that when you're going to a tax franchise, if you got Joe this year, you got Jane next year, you got Larry the year after that, they're not really looking at your progression over the years to see how you're doing, to say, you know, hey, there's a red flag, you need to look at this. So when it comes down to, you know, going to get your taxes done, make sure you build a relationship with somebody. But back to the topic, can you do them yourself? Yeah, you can, but, you know, again, you're making the assumptions. Now, is there a home business tax software? Absolutely. But again, the tax software is only as good as the numbers that you put in it. The tax software is not going to ask you questions. The tax software is not going to ask you about documentation. It's not going to ask you, you know, does this rule apply to you? It just knows that you're putting the numbers in there and it's spitting stuff back out at you. So you know, so if you are, like I said, if you are competent in that area, you've taken a class or something like that, then by all means. But if you've got questions in your mind, then you should definitely hire someone. The next thing that you really need to consider is it the highest and best use of your time? Okay. You know, sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. You know, it just really depends on your business and how much you are really staying abreast of tax law, right? Because for me, this is my job. This is what I do. I, you know, take continuing educations. I do this hours, you know, day in and day out. As a matter of fact, I think I got a class this afternoon at 4 o'clock. But this is what I do, right? To stay on top of changes in the tax law that you may not necessarily be aware of. So, you know, so it just really depends on your skill level. Now, when I say take a tax class, I mean taking a class from a professional, okay? I am not talking about getting tax advice because you heard that Ray did this with his business and Pookie did this with her business, okay? No, that street committee tax advice will get you in trouble every single time. It is just a matter of time before it happens, all right? So, you know, if you take a tax class and you learn about deductions and everything and how to do that, then that's great. Okay. Then you can certainly do that yourself. But just, you know, going out there all willy-nilly, I wouldn't recommend that at all. I would recommend you at least get your taxes done by a professional at least once, you know, in your business to see what's being done. And, you know, and even if you don't do that, pay for a consult with a tax professional so you can learn and ask these questions. Don't think that you are going to learn how to prepare your business taxes between YouTube and Google. As much information as I put out here every day, this is not where you go to learn to do your own taxes. I'm just, you know, I come here, I answer questions and I share the law with you, but YouTube and Google will give you just enough information to get yourself in trouble, to make you dangerous. So don't mistake YouTube and Google for someone else's expertise. Don't do that at all. Yeah, you can go and read the books yourself. Absolutely. You can do all of this yourself. Anything that has to do with the IRS, whether it's filing your taxes, dealing with tax debt, dealing with the IRS, all of that stuff, you can absolutely do it on your own as a private citizen. But the question is, should you and are you capable? Okay, yes, you can, but can and should are two totally different things. Okay, so, so I really hope that answers your question. Again, if you're a business owner, especially if it's your first year filing, I would highly recommend seeking out a tax professional to prepare your taxes, and also schedule the consult so you can understand what is in the taxes, all right? Because ultimately, you are responsible for your tax life. You are responsible for your tax return. When you sign your tax return, you sign under penalty of perjury that everything in that tax return is true and correct to the best of your knowledge. If you do not know and understand what is in your tax return, you need to know before you sign, to make sure it makes sense to you, to make sure that you're not dealing with somebody shady. Because as much homework as you do, there are still some shady people out there. That's just life. But you need to make sure that you understand what's in your tax return and that it makes sense to you. Okay. So, so that's it for today's episode, you guys. If you're feeling uncomfortable about doing your taxes, you're welcome to seek me out. I am the Home Biz Tax Lady. This is my specialty, and I'm definitely here to help you out. But, talk to somebody. I'm not the only show in town. You might want to deal with someone locally. Absolutely fabulous. But make sure you just get help, and just please do not rely on the tax software if you have not talked to a tax professional. Just don't do that, because the tax software is going to let you do what you want to do. It doesn't tell you if it's the right or wrong thing to do. Okay, so that's it for me, you guys. Have a fantastic day, and I will see you next time. Again, we are here Monday through Friday, 9 o'clock-ish. You can come here and get your questions answered. All right, have a great day, and I will see y'all next time. Bye.